Hi. This is my room so far. Room number one. So hold on. Let me actually make sure that I'm not in the flight mode because I know I was testing stuff earlier. Like the fight or flight. All right. So apparently this is the normal movement speed now, and the rotation speed. I feel like it feels more smoother, and you just don't feel frustrated whenever you're on the fish form now. Um, let's see. What did I do? I guess one of my most favorite ones is the target. You can right click enemies and you could see their health bar, and it's helpful for me because then I can get the enemy state and like basically different variables for that specific instance. And yeah, I think it's really helpful to know what their HP is. I initially what I did was you automatically target them like this after you hit them with a bullet, but I'm pretty sure there was something wrong with that, and I probably could have fixed it, but I think it's better like this. It's definitely harder to target using your fish, because you have to your fish form. You can only look at your mouse, so you have to kind of um you kind of have to move towards your enemy unless you're pressing S. It's way easier to go on your tank and then target stuff like this. um, so you might be wondering what these things are. These are eggs, and I love them. They're cute. Oh yeah, by the way, if you want to if you want to remove a target, all you have to do is shift right click and it gets rid of it. I'll talk about this later. But this is so fun to play with. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, you kill one, and of course you're taking their lives, and um, oh fuck. I'll talk about this thing later too, but um, I'm sorry. I just really like the eggs. I think they're really cool. So you these ones, that are the idle ones. If you touch them, they grow, and then they eventually pop like that. The metal ones pop into the upgraded versions of it, and um, yeah. Um, a neat little thing that I think is gonna stay for the final game is that you can actually press E on these and you could save them instead of letting them hatch. But you got to do it before they hatch, or else then you have a problem on your hands. Like if you accidentally, oh, it's too much for me to handle, then how are you gonna kill all these enemies without damaging the others? But I don't know if this kind of moral system that I put in my game is necessary. I don't know. I think it's just a neat little thing to see, um, if you choose the effort to not kill things. I don't know. Um, the save range is bigger, obviously, when you're on your tank, and it's much easier to control because your tank is more stabilized. Your fish form actually, if you press W, it doesn't stop immediately. It takes a while before you stop, and I really like that. Um, so this thing, this thing is just a spawner. That's all it is. It spawns eggs randomly. You know, you could still save these eggs, but you have to be really quick for that. But they're not idle like these. Once they're launched, they're gonna start a hatch. Um, I think it has the same amount of health as this thing right here. Oh yeah, there's also the energy bar, but I think I already talked about that. Yeah, I already talked about that in the previous video. But you can press spacebar on your ship now, and you can go faster. For those heated battles. But I thought I'd make it the same bar as a bullet bar. That way, you're thinking more on when you should use it and stuff like that. Um, so this is the GUI. Here, let me just show you the code for this. For those of you who are experienced with the code, this probably might come off as simple, but for me, it's something new that I learned this past month, or yeah, this past month. Um, so this is a script for it. I had to get each individual code for these things. There might be a better way to do it, but as you can see, the hitbox here isn't perfect. In terms of functionality, instead of just moral systems. I think that maybe there's a caretaker in the game that exchanges um eggs in return for metal. Yes, this could make it so that you're motivated by profit, but who cares? It's just simply putting more effort into the game, and in turn getting more reward for them. Yeah, you could save things, and a little +1 appears if you save them. Um, so I really like this. This is a way to incorporate the smaller enemies into the game, and weapons like this. Okay, wow, that's actually really effective. That wasn't my goal. Anyways, if you kill them, what's the point? They drop health, but they don't drop any medals, which is the currency of the game for now. Um, I removed the number here, but I gave myself 500 medals by default. You can't see the variables right now because I don't have it written, but you can only press E on your tank thing if you have 50 medals. Of course, the whole economics is still in plan, like in development. Of course, everything is a work in progress, but yeah, this is the a fight or flight. If you choose fight, then I don't know. I've been focusing on other things rather than the fight or flight system. But let me just show you what happens when you're in the flight mode. Man, this thing does not do any damage. All right, so and you just go really fast, and I think it's especially fun when you're against these guys right here, because then it feels like you're I don't try to run away from oh um but yeah, I had to think about the economic side to it because once you die, then what you can do is you just simply go back to your ship, and if you have enough money, you can just press E again, and then you're back in the ship. And I don't know why I haven't talked about this actually, but I changed the model for the player, so it now looks like this. Oh no, that's the item. It looks like this. Um, Kind of Batman-esque. I'm still open to suggestion. So a recent thought that came to my mind was maybe I should just redo, the whole aesthetic of the game. Maybe I should just make everything blocky. Like, for an example, the piranhas, they would be more squarish instead of circular. Circular. One, it would help me with hitboxes because that's the type of hitbox system I have right now. They're all squares, and if I had to be honest, it's just me being lazy to do any more. Hold on, let me just add a few of these guys right here. But enemy 5, 6. So this past month, I haven't been as active, but I don't think there's an excuse for that. But most of the stuff has been work around the GUI. People call it GUI. I like to call it GUI just because it's how I've always pronounced it. Um, oh yeah, different collisions. I don't know, but this seems more fun, and it feels like objects in the game actually interact with each other. Previously, they would just kind of touch each other, but this one they would actually bounce off each other based on their movement speed, divided by two, and yeah, they would just point in other directions, and I really like this system, and these things can be really scary when when they're going really fast, and they're bumping into each other. Like here, let me just, and this is why you would need the boost. Fuck, I suck at my own game. All right, so hold on. Yeah, it becomes really fun. I don't know, and then you could target things, as I said. Um, yeah. So it's not really hard facing one of these, but once there's a lot of them, then you really have to put your work into it. I don't know, and I think that's fun, and it's kind of challenging. Um, And then you pair that up with, other monsters. Oh, fuck. Yeah, of course, it's 3 o'clock a.m. in the morning. You can see right there. This is a poison debuff. Yes, I wasn't lazy, and I actually got around to making it. And it turns out it's not that hard if you're not a lazy cunt. Um, oh yeah, wait, hold on. Let me show you the freeze buff first. I already showed you last time, but this time there's a particle effect when it finishes. It just breaks like that. Hold on. The Hold on. Let me just activate all of these then. Oh fuck, these things are still around. Okay. Fuck. Oh. Okay. Hold on. Let me get rid of these first. Okay, so now we're back. Um. Oh yeah. The fist gun. Oh yeah. You see, it looks kind of epic. If you hit the egg, and you're not able to kill it, then it activates by itself. Um. Oh yeah. To interact with it, you press E. By the way, I don't know why I forgot to mention that. So let me just activate all of them. It's so fun doing that and satisfying. Um. Anyways, if you press E, then you freeze them, and if you let it go away, then it shatters like that. And I think it's pretty cool, just the small details like that. And this is like a temporary thing that I made for myself. Basically, gives you invincibility. You can't get hit, like at all. You can't get hit, and then once it runs out, then of course you can. This is the poison debuff. I'm not sure if this will be an issue for I mean, I have a really, really crappy laptop. If I can run this game, the chances are you are, gonna be able to run it. Like, my laptop is so bad. It's not the worst, but it's not the best either. Um, so yeah, you can see, people are getting poisoned and it works. That's their Yeah, that's their health. Yeah, yeah, that's just a crazy sequence. Also, as you saw, if you targeted someone and they were poisoned, um, the target actually turned pink, and same goes if they're they're frozen, it turns blue. Also, what I like about the fish now is that it's more the fish form. What I like about the fish form is that now it's suiting more of the role I want it to. The difference of being in your tank form and the difference of being in fish form. One, you're not supposed to be in your fish form that much, but if you do choose it, then the faster rotation speed just makes it look more like a fish, and it actually gives you a fighting chance against these things. You can do that, or just go around in circles like an idiot. But yeah. Oh yeah, this is just a temporary game over screen just to make sure that this is the final death, and because there's a death when you reach 0 HP as a tank, and then there's a 0 HP when you're a fish, and when you die as a fish, then that's the final death, obviously. Because of this, weapon select GUI, I don't really know what to do with these things. Maybe I will add an ammo system in the game. I definitely want to make more weapons, so I don't want to be restricted to only 8 slots. This thing actually is inspired a lot by Ratchet and Clank. There's no denying it. I played a lot of shooters, and I think shooters is one of my more played kind of genre of game. So that definitely has some influences here. Oh, you can see them going actually. Um, let's see. Did I make any? There's a shotgun. I'm not sure if I showed it in the last one, but it looks like this now. And these things have 700 HP, I think. These guys have 200 HP, which is a lot. To break these cages are it takes a real long time, so that's why you have to find the doors. Um, the doors are still a work in progress. I put them aside because it's kind of lame when you can, yeah, the angle and like which side it opens depending on which side you are. Um, yeah, I don't know how to do that yet. Um, let's see, what else is there? Oh yeah, you could. I don't use this gun a lot because sometimes it glitches in walls. Um, of course, all guns are gonna have a particle later on. Like once they hit like a wall and disappear. Oh yeah, yeah. Fuck. I'm getting so sidetracked. Um, Also the kind of joke gun that I made that knocks enemies back is now actually has a use aside from the knockback. Um, it it does more damage to cages like this, like the breakable stuff, and maybe like crates in the future that have drops and stuff. That way, it's not that hard to break walls like that. Yeah, because even with this thing, this weapon that's basically the god weapon in the game right now. Um, and it still takes a long time to destroy one of these. Yeah. Yeah, you get the point. It's not that hard to destroy those. And same with these things. These things are easier to destroy because they're simple. You can see the little particles. I really like that. And because of those particles, that's the reason why I'm now concreting the idea that this game will take place underwater. Um, how is there fire? How is there sound? I don't know, man. It's a video game. Let's just use that excuse. Speaking of underwater, the parallax background, I think this is just temporary. I'm keeping it right now because I think it looks fucking amazing. Parallax background. If you don't know what that is, it's just different layers of backgrounds or backgrounds or foregrounds at which they move at different speeds to give that kind of illusion that there's depth in your game. Uh, yeah, this thing really helps me a lot. And what else do I talk about? Oh yeah, there's a there's a bunch of code that I cleaned up in all of these guys right here. Let me just delete those guys. Um, well, no, I'll keep one or two. Yeah, there's a lot of code. Um, there's a lot of code that I cleaned up. That it's not visible, but oh yeah, objects like these I won't need them because I transferred all of their codes into this one object here, and I'm just really happy. I remember there was one day, or it was over the course of 2 days, where I just spent the day renaming variables and just cleaning code. And then after I was finished with renaming and fixing everything, and I knew where everything was, I slept like a fucking baby. All right. I mean, of course there was college, but other than that, it was fucking amazing how you can clean up this fucking code and everything makes sense to you. Yeah. What else did I add? Oh yeah, yeah, this thing. The lionfishes. Oh fuck, that actually went to the wall. That actually went through the wall. No, 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 no. That actually went through the wall. Okay. Um, so you can see the effects of like what happens if the bullet hits the wall. It just has that cool thing. It does nothing. So it's not that scary. Also if you press, okay, never mind. Um, yeah, I'm just really glad. I guess if I my next project would be to create the upgraded form of the pufferfish. Then again, I'm not sure if I should continue with this art style. Um, I don't know if I should. I have some. I don't know. Um, a part of me says I like it, but another part of me says, "Hey, just revamp the whole thing." Or maybe it's just a simple color palette change that I need. I don't know, but a new pufferfish would be nice. I have more knowledge of code and how this engine works, so I can make, you know, basically just take a version of the fish and just like legends and actual stuff. So, you know, it's only cost a little bit. At least it might cost a little bit because I did not make the spinner fish spinning grow. Yeah, so I can use it recently. But now I'm not do that. And TLDR, it doesn't matter what kind of fish they are necessarily. Um, not at least that's not how invested I am into them yet or anything. But you know the concept is there. They're different enemies that do different abilities. Um, anyways, whoa, that took a long time for me to get to this point. Um, basically, the upgraded pufferfish will be bigger, of course. It will have a longer distance, and it will be poisonous. I think that's one of the main aesthetics I can go for is that it's poisonous. It's still scary. Why is it not chasing me? Oh yeah, yeah. Usually, you know, in my old update, there was a there was a bug that you know if it hit the wall, it didn't stop, but now it does. It works perfectly fine. You know, you hit it and yeah. Oh yeah. That's another thing. This fellow now shoots these goos twice. They're just simple circles. I don't know the old art style. It didn't really appeal to me as that. It didn't really appeal to me that much. Um, where were they? Yeah, yeah. Oh no, that's the one I'm using. This one was just disgusting. I also removed the object for that because there was no need for it. You know, all of the enemy bullets are in this single object. You know, and the code that's run is if the sprite is this, then it'll do all these stuff instead of having different objects for them, and it's just nice and convenient to have one object. And the way the player is hit also changed, and I really like that. This is the code for it. So right now, your knockback is based on their movement speed. There are some specific cases where this is not the case. Like for example, the pufferfish. Um, if it's if it's charging at you, then it'll deal more damage. In fact, it deals the most damage out of these enemies. It's 4 right now. Not taking poison into consideration. And yeah. Also, I stated before, poison can't kill you, but these things can now. They these bullets. Let me just kill these guys because I hate it. Thank you very much. Poison cannot kill you. It will always leave like a sliver of health. But these things deal damage. Not a lot, but if you stay in it, then you're taking that much damage. And then you'll get repoisoned. I think it's a really nice idea to make sure this monster is more of a threat and it's not just a vegetable. Just kill me, please. Yeah, it's gonna be more terrifying, of course, if you're battling all these other guys and you're already low health. But yeah, you could die because you're taking damage for it. I don't know why I needed to present that. Um, Also, a neat little trick is that speaking of it not being a vegetable, if it attacks, it actually moves forward like that. It jumps. Damn it, where is it? Yeah, there we go. 5. Okay. Oh wait, no, never mind. Never mind. Oh shit. Okay, that was weird. Gonna need to fix that. Yeah, it just jumps like that. It fires it twice. I'm not sure if that's a good idea. Maybe I should just make it fire once. Um, but yeah, I think it's the only problem I have with the new one is that it's too bright. Same story with the acid gun you have. It looks cool because it's like simplistic. Well, to me at least, it looks cool because it's very simple and not a messy um code. But is it too bright? How can I change that kind of scenario? But other than that, I think that's pretty much it. You know, um, think it's really cool. Um, oh wait, I forgot. There are different healths. So there are the healths you get from this, which is the the small, oh fuck, the small kind. Fuck, I hate those things so much. Good luck playing with those guys. And then there's the bigger ones. Hold on, let me just kill this guy. Bigger ones like those. Those are usually dropped. They're just for me to it's just a way to get more health because I just don't want to bore the player with this. Plus, if I wanted to heal the player, these don't heal that much. So you're gonna need to drop. You're gonna need to drop. Without that bigger version, then you're gonna need to make the enemy drop more of these little things, which can be overcrowding. Um, as for the metals, I don't know what texture I should go for, but right now they just look like scrap metal. That's all they are. I think that's exactly. Wow, I'm sorry, my throat fucking hurts. Um, oh yeah, as you can see there, the its eyes are shut off. Yeah, that's a problem I need to fix. Fucking Christ. Its eyes are shut. That means that it's not gonna spawn anymore. That's all it is. That's all it's doing. Maybe I should edit it so that it looks more obvious that it's not spawning anymore. But it clearly isn't spawning anymore because now it's on, so now it's spawning again. This is to make sure that it doesn't just keep spawning on, and you can break your game if you have too much of these guys, because then it's just infinite scrap metal and health, and you can just commit mass genocide. Um, yeah. These drops do work. You press E, you collect them. I think yeah, that was in the previous ones. So I think they spawn 4 or 5 times before they shut off. The the time they take before they spawn the egg is randomized. I think it's 2 to 5 seconds. Instead of taking guesses, let me just actually stop being lazy and um tell you guys. So yeah, no, that's Venom. So yeah, it's gonna spawn 3 to 5 seconds, um, and if it spawned more than 5 times, if it spawned more than 5 times, then it's gonna it's gonna be on cooldown for 30 seconds. And 30 time by spawned 5 times. I mean like this thing, like that's one, and it'll spit again, and then that'll be two, and yeah, you could save these guys. I really like the interact bar with it. Um, yeah, these things are the same. They're a bit more updated. Um, oh yeah, the bullets also knock you back on your movement speed. That's just default. It makes it easier for me to just base it off of what the other's movement speed is, because then it just goes for me. Like that bullet speed is incredibly fast, so it's gonna knock me back a lot. But I can just set that manually. But right now, by default, it makes it so much easier for me to do it. Okay, so that's all there is. Sorry if it's a bit confusing, but I make these videos so that I can keep track of progress, and if anybody's interested out there in what the fuck I'm doing with this game, um, then this is a thing. Um, okay, so that's gonna be the end of it. Uh, um, just like most of these updates, I collected the time lapse that was done throughout the course of the month, and I'm gonna play them now. You can even see you can see the clock on my desktop when you're watching these time lapses, so you can see how fast a minute or an hour goes by, and usually it's 1 second a minute. All right, so I know the video has been really long so far, but you know I have some stuff to add on to it. As you can tell, it's been 5 days. I'm supposed to release this video tomorrow, October 30th. Just so it's like a month update kind of thing, like how I did, with September. It was that update video was released on September 30th. But anyways, anyways, I made up the decision to just release it on in a couple of hours actually. So what I added was, instead of instantly clicking on this is the medals, by the way. You can't see it because this isn't a work in progress, but there's the medals number. It's hiding behind there. If you press E, it takes a while because the whole purpose of pressing E is like you're kind of fixing it with the you're kind of fixing it with the medals you have. I'm currently updating the GUI here, GUI or whatever, and if you die, you now explode and knock everyone around you back, like that. So I think it's pretty chaotic, and it's really fun doing it. Um, Boom. Yeah, it's randomized, but it'll do the trick because without it, um, I often found myself getting like having a hard time, having a hard time getting out of my. Oh yeah, and if you're pressing spacebar, your ship changes color. I'm not sure if I'm gonna stick with that, but it's definitely something um I'm looking at. I think that's pretty much it. The interacting bar on your ship, different GUI, exploding, and the space bar sprite. Sorry if this video sounds a bit off. Try to excuse me. It's it's 2 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the future videos because I've got those coming up for you.